It's Sundays with Serby time. This week, Steve Serby caught up with Mets starting pitcher Chris Bassitt for a Q&A. The New York Post sports columnist joins me now. Happy Sunday, Steve. How you doing? Doing good?
Good, Dex. How about you?
I'm doing well, man. Now, Steve, Chris Bassitt, he's been key for the Mets on the mound this year after injuries to aces Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer. So has he felt any pressure stepping into the role of leading the staff while the big dogs are gone?
Not at all. Now, this is a kid who, in high school, face painted a basketball during his goofy days as a high school player in Ohio. And as far as pitching in New York goes, he has sworn off social media, which is a good move on his part. And pitching in New York doesn't seem big to him. And even though he says he's proud of saying a lion never sleeps over the opinions of sheep, he is still driven by all the doubters who told him he was an afterthought. He was the 501st pick of the draft by the White Sox, 16th round. He still remembers that, and he is driven to this day to prove the doubters and the haters wrong. He is also driven to embarrass the hitter at the plate because he knows the hitter's trying to embarrass him. So again, fear of failure, yes, that is an internal drive of his, but pitching in New York, no pressure, doesn't feel it, believes he can outwork anybody and figure out a way to sleep at night and come out successfully.
All right, we like that confidence, right? So when you look at the Mets, Steve, despite all the injuries that they've had, the Mets are still off to a start where they have one of the best records in baseball. So what does Bassitt believe that his team can accomplish this year?
Well, Bassitt loves the chemistry of this team. He loves the close-knit nature of this team. And he's right in that during the course of a long baseball season, teams have to weather storms. The championship teams weather storms. And this team has the right manager and the right pitching coach. And if you'll notice, no rats, no raccoons this year. And when the big dogs come back, hopefully they'll come back soon, Scherzer and deGrom. Bassitt will tell you that it's almost unfair that the Mets have a staff like this with a bunch of high-end pitchers, including himself, and two freaks. So if the Mets don't make the World Series, he'll be surprised. And in fact, I'll be surprised. This team has the right makeup. It's got Pete Alonso. It's got a closer, Edwin Diaz, all of a sudden. Wasn't such a bad deal from Brodie Van Wagenen after all, at least for now. And look, who doesn't want a Subway Series? Wouldn't that be something? And this team is capable of getting there.
That would be something. Getting a little bit ahead of yourself there, Steve, but for everybody, check out Steve's Q&A with Steve Bassitt at NewYorkPost.com. Steve, what do you have to say?
You mean Chris Bassitt?
Chris Bassitt, sorry, I said Steve Bassitt. See, Sundays with Steve Serby has you saying a lot of Steves. That's what happens sometimes. That is Steve Serby, New York Post sports columnist. Steve, thanks for joining me, man.
Thank you, Steve Henry.